Have you ever wondered how money is made? Is there a magical factory where governments just hit print and poof, instant cash? Well, not exactly. Today we're peeling back the curtain to uncover how money printing actually works, why it's done, and what it means for you. Sit tight, because this is going to be a fun and fascinating ride. When we say printing money, it's not just about physically producing those shiny new banknotes. Sure, actual paper money is printed, but that's only a small part of the process. Most of the money you see nowadays exists digitally, just numbers on a screen. In fact, over 90% of the world's money is digital. Mind-blowing, right? So, when we talk about money printing, we're really talking about how central banks like the US Federal Reserve or the European Central Bank inject new money into the economy. Let's break this down. Printing money isn't something your government does on a whim. It's managed by central banks. These institutions control the supply of money in an economy to keep things running smoothly, or at least that's the goal. Think of them as the ultimate financial referee, ensuring there's not too much or too little cash in play. If there's too much money, you get inflation, prices skyrocket, and suddenly, your coffee costs as much as your car. Too little money, that's deflation, and that can lead to an economic slowdown. Neither of these is a good place to be, so central banks step in to strike a balance. Let's talk about the physical stuff first, actual cash. When a central bank decides it needs more currency, it doesn't just fire up a printer in the basement. The process is a lot more sophisticated than that. Currency is printed on special paper with advanced security features, think watermarks, holograms, and microprinting, to prevent counterfeiting. Once printed, the bills are shipped to banks, which then circulate them to the public. But here's the kicker. Physical money is only a tiny fraction of the total money supply. So, where's the rest of it coming from? This is where it gets interesting. Digital money is created in two main ways. The first is through monetary policy. Central banks use tools like quantitative easing. Sounds fancy, right? Here's what it means in plain English. The central bank creates new money digitally and uses it to buy government bonds or other financial assets. This pumps liquidity into the economy. Think of it like watering a plant. The money flows into banks and financial institutions, encouraging lending and investment. The hope is that this boosts economic activity, businesses grow, people spend, and the economy thrives. Here's the golden question. If printing money is so easy, why not print more and make everyone rich? The answer is inflation. Remember the scale we talked about earlier? Too much money chasing too few goods leads to rising prices. That's how you get situations like hyperinflation, where a loaf of bread costs millions. A famous example? Zimbabwe in the late 2000s. They printed so much money that it became practically worthless. People needed wheelbarrows full of cash just to buy groceries. Lesson learned. There's no free lunch in economics. Now, let's spice things up. Enter cryptocurrencies like Bitcoin. Unlike traditional money, these aren't printed or managed by central banks. Instead, they're mined or created using complex algorithms and decentralized networks. Governments are also getting in on the action with central bank digital currencies, or CBDCs. These are digital versions of fiat currency. Think digital dollars or euros that are regulated by central banks. It's like money printing, but for the digital age. Here's why all of this matters. When central banks print money, physically or digitally, it directly affects your life. More money in circulation can lower interest rates, making it cheaper to borrow for a car, a home, or even starting a business. But it's a double-edged sword. If money printing goes overboard, inflation eats away at your purchasing power. That's why central banks have to tread carefully. Quick fun fact. There's a popular myth that governments can solve all their debt problems by printing more money. Sounds tempting, but here's the thing. Doing so would devalue the currency, making it harder to trade internationally. So, sorry to burst your bubble. It's not that simple. Money printing might seem like magic, but it's really a balancing act, a dance between growth and stability. Done right, it keeps the economy humming. Done wrong, it can spell disaster. And now, next time someone says, "Why don't they just print more money?" you've got the perfect answer. All right, that's a wrap for today. If you found this interesting, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let us know in the comments what topic you'd like us to cover next. Until next time, keep learning, keep growing.